talk about the Olympia, most of the conversation is always dominated by the frontrunners. Guys like Samson Dauda, Derek Lunsford, Nick Walker, and Hadi Choopan. These are the names everybody throws around when debating who's going to take the Sandow. But what often gets overlooked are the dark horses. The athletes who may not be headlining the hype machine, but who are dangerous enough to shake up the lineup and cause some real surprises. One of the most intriguing dark horses this year is Jon Jewett. Last year, Jewett cracked the top 11 at the Olympia, a very respectable showing considering the caliber of talent in the open division. Since then, he's only solidified his place by winning shows like the Vancouver Pro, proving that his look isn't just good enough for the smaller stages. It's competitive against top-level pros. Jewett is a former 212 standout, and that's an important piece of his story. Athletes coming from the 212 class often bring a level of detail, conditioning, and proportion that stands out in the open lineup. What Jewett has been able to do is successfully add enough size to hang with the mass monsters, while still keeping that trademark crispness and structure. That's a hard balance to strike, and he's doing it very well. If Jewett peaks perfectly this year, with just the right combination of fullness and condition, I see him pushing far higher than people expect. In fact, I'll go on record here. I think there's a path for Jewett to move up dangerously close to the top 5. That might sound bold, but look at the ingredients. His conditioning is consistently elite, he has a balanced frame without glaring weaknesses, and he's building momentum at just the right time. Remember, he was already right on the cusp of the top 10 last year, and it doesn't take a huge leap to move several places higher if the guys ahead of him slip even slightly. And we have to be real here. The Olympia is never just about the top 3. Every year we see 1 or 2 names sneak up and they steal the spotlight, changing the dynamic of the show. Jewett could absolutely be one of those names in 2025. Now, outside of Jewett, we have a few other threats to keep an eye on. First, William Bonac. A proven veteran, Bonac has been somewhat under the radar recently, but if he nails his conditioning and brings back that dense, .3D look, he's more than capable of upsetting guys who might be overlooking him. Another name is Michal Krizanek. He's a mass freak with improving shape, and while he hasn't had his big breakout yet, all it takes is one perfectly timed peak on the Olympia stage. He's got the size to stand next to anyone. The question is whether he can bring the detail and separation while maintaining that size. Akim Williams is another one. Akim finished top 10 last year, and when he nails his conditioning, his sheer mass and structure make him a nightmare to stand next to. If he comes in sharp, he's right there as a mid-pack threat who can steal points from some big names. Jon Delarosa is also worth mentioning. He's had flashes of brilliance, and while he hasn't consistently been in that upper tier, his potential makes him someone you don't want to count out entirely. But make no mistake, the dark horse with the most momentum and the clearest upside heading into this Olympia is Jon Jewett. He's already proven he belongs, and if he keeps building on what he's shown so far, he's got the tools to force the judges to seriously consider him as more than just a fringe finalist. Think about what it means if Jewett does slide into that top 6 or even top 5 conversation. It shakes the entire narrative of the Olympia. Suddenly, you have to reframe the way you're looking at the lineup, because here's a guy who wasn't supposed to be in that mix. And yet his balance, conditioning, and presentation demand it. That's what makes bodybuilding exciting. The Olympia isn't just about who wins. It's about who rises, who falls, and who shocks the world by outperforming expectations. If Jewett can bring a package that combines the fullness of his Vancouver Pro win with the razor-sharp condition he's known for, there's no reason he can't be that shock this year. So my prediction is this. Don't be surprised if we see Jon Jewett knocking on the door of the top 5 at this year's Olympia. He's not just a dark horse, he might be one of the most dangerous X factors in the entire lineup.